Hey Wonk, good morning, and congrats on being first. Hey Bridgewater, good morning. Mm. Yes, good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday. Up with my face lately. Hello, is this a rerun? Definitely not a rerun. Hello, Hack and Jax on YouTube. What the game is about? Well, it's basically a Final Fantasy Tactics advanced clone, I think, right now. Although, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna have to like actually sit down and write like some kind of game design document, probably. Hey, Mr. X, good morning. I just have like this vague idea of like I want to make a tactical RPG. Hey, Jordan. Although probably need to come up with something more concrete since typically when you just don't have much to go on, you kind of wing it and then you just kind of do all the engine stuff. But I've been making progress on the isometric plane. So I have like pixel perfect like highlighting now, right? I have pixel perfect highlighting of like when the mouse over. I added a camera yesterday, but it messes up the highlighting. So I think what I need to do is just offset the values that are projected onto this like screen, onto the grid. I need to offset those with the camera's values so that highlighting still works no matter where the camera is over the map. And what's weird is this isn't really much of a mouse based game. Although I think it might have to be at some point. I don't know. Maybe it'll just turn into like an isometric, I don't know, two isometric like action RPG like Diablo or something. Diablo clone. Do the rest of the time just freelance? Yeah, freelance, work on my course, etc. Spend way too much time on social media. Yes. Yes. I'm pretty stoked about the isometric project though, which is like cool. I think it's cool anyways. The tough part is going to be I think rendering like layers on top of it. Tried Go. Yeah, I've tried Go. It's okay. I had to sneeze for a second, but it went away. Yeah, I just work from home. I don't have an office or anything. Crashing like a king? A crash king? Crash King, are you just watching on YouTube now? Hello, Xpair on YouTube. How are you? I majored in? Well, I studied computer science for a long time before dropping out. What did you... What do you think did really well yesterday on your project? I don't know. We get YouTube side? Oh, okay. We gotta start on what's the subject today? Uh, well, I was thinking just doing that offset stuff, I guess. I saw you and I got better. Thanks, Xpair. Yeah, guys, the channel's in English. Hey, Arlie, on YouTube. Yeah, we're gonna code after like a little coffee and chat. I don't like the YouTube side. I don't have my fancy emotes. Yes, I've heard. Full of just coffee? Yeah, black instant coffee. First time live viewer? Hey, Vitali. Welcome. Yeah, since you're new here, I usually farm clips. I'm assuming you found me through like Instagram or something, so TikTok. So for the first like 30 to 45 minutes, I usually just chat and farm clips, and then we move into the coding. Like kind of short on breath this morning. How goes the egg and tinned fish maxing? Oh, pretty good. I haven't had some canned fish in a little bit, actually. My girlfriend is like, you should eat some of the fish that we bought in Portugal. And I'm like, I want to, but like then it'll be gone. You're gonna serve completed games online, just be a repo as an example. Well, I'd like to release games online, but I can't ever seem to finish a project. So yeah, we'll see. How many milliliters of coffee do you drink? Usually my max is like 500 milliliters. and recommend some other programmers I enjoy watching. I actually, okay, here's the crazy thing. I don't usually watch programming content. I mean, girl from. Yeah, I don't really watch programming content online. I actually watch a lot of like, how would I describe it? I guess I do watch like technical content, but like got a lot of John Blow clips, got a lot of stuff about World of Warcraft, got a lot of stuff about Toronto music, dance music, a lot of music actually, drum and bass and stuff. Uh like there's some stuff about programming. Sometimes I watch Primogen, sometimes I watch Bash. Um Live streams though, most of the time the live streams I'm watching are usually like World of Warcraft streams. Although maybe a little less now since me and Kai haven't been playing as much World of Warcraft. What do you mean, girlfriend? I didn't say I had a boyfriend. Um, yeah, definitely buy though. 500 milliliters per day. Yeah, it's 2 cups. Sugar free for 38 days. I don't eat a lot of sugar to begin with, so I look like Ariana Grande with my sweatshirt sleeves covering my hands. Yeah, I could start singing. Uh, Found you through YouTube recommendations. Your videos help me focus on learning Rust. Okay, that's cool. Jordan from Canada. Hey, welcome to the or the Twitch side of things. Why did you time me out? I think a moderator timed you out, Safari. Do you see the madman who left Half-Life playable on a website? Nope. I do have a question. I got a buddy trying to get cybersecurity from step one. Know any good resources to learn from? Not really, unfortunately. Other than one of my favorite books, Hacking the Art of Exploitation, but that has a pretty rigorous crash course in like C programming. And if you're new to programming, it's going to be a very difficult book to read. World of Warcraft, love you. Yeah, I do like World of Warcraft. We haven't really been playing lately. Actually, literally last night, I went to Kai's. She made me dinner, and we just sat on our computers and worked on our respective projects. We used to play a lot of WoW together. Hardcore WoW. Hardcore classic World of Warcraft. That's usually what I go in for. It's called Hacking the Art of Exploitation. Oh, I really wish I could set my LinkedIn to being not connectable. A lot of people add me on LinkedIn, which is kind of annoying. Planning on making a 2D isometric, but for web. Will I make it for web? No, because I'm burned out on web stuff. And then, but if I push to the web, it'll be trivial for those asshole AI companies to train on my content. So fuck them. You want my code? They're gonna have to reverse engineer it the hard way. Hello, the Ghosty Rally on YouTube. LinkedIn is just a big circle jerk without any original thought. Oh, I know. What is that for? So it's a book on software architecture, but with functional programming languages. What WoW YouTubers do I watch? I don't usually watch yet WoW. Well, sometimes I guess like yeah, literally sometimes I'll just watch like dumb stuff like Willy or Jedi Warlock. I mostly watch a lot of like Zaryu stuff. If Zaryu is doing some like weird challenge in World of Warcraft. Right now the current meta when it comes to World of Warcraft is Classic Plus. People won't shut the hell up about Classic Plus right now. I mean, I'm hyped for Classic Plus too, but like that's it. That's all the meta is right now. I mean, Zaryu isn't even playing WoW. He's playing Warcraft 3. Good energy drawing with other artists. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, we just kind of co work together and get cozy on the couch, which is really nice. Honestly, I wouldn't mind taking my like client work to like a co-working space, but co-working spaces are kind of a hassle for me to lug my huge ass MacBook to, and they're like kind of expensive. It's like yeah, it's expensive. So if I was there all day every day and I expensed it, like then I would consider working in co-working space, but space working in a co-working space. I have thought about trying to seek out like a small office somewheres cuz I just like stream and work all day in my apartment, my studio apartment. In fact, when I moved into the studio apartment, I figured I'd be a full-time content creator by now. And look how that's worked out. But I thought about trying to get like rent an office somewhere before. I actually went and looked at some places. Be like part studio, part like office to do freelance work in. But I was like, do I really want another like bill? Do I really want another business expense every month? One that's going to cost anywhere from like on the very cheap end, like $500 a month, to the more realistic end of like $1,000 a month. A private office booth at WeWork, like a monthly private office booth costs $1,200 a month. That's crazy. That is crazy expensive for a private booth. I could go rent a private like a vertical coffin basically at a co-working space in Toronto in the hood, like literally in one of the sketchiest parts of downtown, Cabbagetown South. Go rent a co-working spot there. But then I have to like literally take the TTC there every day, right? If I'm going to rent something and pay all this money, I want to be able to walk there, right? I want to be able to walk home for lunch and eat. Sorry, this is a long rant about nothing that anybody asked about. But yeah, co-working in general is pretty nice. Where do I live and how much is the minimum salary? I live in downtown Toronto. Some developers make oodles of money. I make decent oodles of money for how much I work. I mean, if I took on like a second client or something instead of streaming, I could probably make a lot more money. Are you hacker? Hacking the art of exploitation you mentioned earlier? Not really. I'm not really a hacker in like the security sense. I've definitely played a few like ETFs, or not ETFs. I've definitely played a few CTFs. Yeah, I've definitely played a few CTFs in my day. Um, but mostly, yeah, not really a hacker by any stretch of the word. just a generalist with interests, many interests. I finished the simulation game I was working on last. Oh, like the stockbroker simulation? So I actually did have a clanker create a prototype for me, and what I imagined would be fun was not fun at all. In fact, it was like overwhelming amount of information. So I had to tweak the core gameplay loop such that it would breadcrumb feed the player like information about when the next stocks would surge or collapse or whatever. And that was fun for a while. I was playing that for a solid like 30 to 45 minutes. But then because the core game loop changed, I didn't really know what the power progression would be. Like I couldn't really think of what the power progression would be of that stock simulator game, right? And yeah, like I didn't know what the challenge would be. I just couldn't figure out the challenge, so I just shelved it for now. I'm like, well, whatever. I'll shelve it and see later. And then Kai like very astutely pointed out that um this is it was basically a lot like people's Robin apps. Is it Robin or Robinhood, the trading app? She's like, this is basically like the Robin app, and the dopamine from that's probably way better because you actually get paid. So I was like, yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense. So yeah, I just shelved the project. I mean, it was a UI heavy game, so asking a clanker to code the React for that probably made a lot of sense in the moment. But it was also like after I did it, I was just like, that sucks. Would I ever hire an intern? Well, I don't really have much use for an intern, but maybe. I wouldn't be opposed to hiring. I mean, I hired an editor for my content. So, hello, IQD Chernobyl. Definitely not a sus name. Welcome to the stream. This is good, guys. Keep it coming. This is good clip farming, especially for tomorrow, because I don't think there's gonna be a stream tomorrow. I think my client wants to have a stand up tomorrow. No, it's not. It's not an interesting name. Okay. MNC company uses closure. Which MNC company uses closure? I'm not sure what MNC means. Yeah, Safari, maybe you should chill out on the I love you, want to marry you and stuff. I'm sure one of the moderators will probably time you out again. Are we being farmed? Yeah, a little bit. I have to farm because I need clips to grow the channel. Although YouTube VODs help with growing the channel a lot too. Good morning, guys. Great programming chat. Janet is really chill. Thanks, Jordan. Hello, Elp Selvi. Glad to be a crop. You mean a prop? I wish hacker didn't lose its meaning of peeps hacking stuff together. Peeps who break passwords and stuff. Yeah, I think like the word hacker on like the MIT campus, for example, has a very different meaning than most people. Like posting on TikTok. Yeah, I'm posting on TikTok, but my biggest channel so far for short form has been Instagram Reels. I'm about to hit 10,000 followers on Instagram, which is crazy. We started that account like 2 months ago. 2 months ago, already at 10,000 followers. Your expertise, ma'am. Mm-hmm. We farming. I got a question. How do we get ambition to continue passion projects when you hit a slump? Yeah, this is a tough one. I wish I had a better answer for you, Crash King. Motivation is tricky. Usually when you have a task, and I need to take my own advice on this, but usually it's the first 5 minutes so that are the hardest to get into. So hi, I now 9 programming language and assembly with right operating system. I think something got lost in translation there. In another video I saw that you saying you will never be rich. How do you think you can get $1 million someday? Uh, yeah, I think. Well, the way you build wealth is by owning things, right? People, for some people, that means owning. I mean, usually it's like owning assets, right? Some people own businesses, some people own stocks, some people own real estate, whatever. Usually that's how wealth is built. Would you ever dual broadcast to YouTube? I am right now, actually, in just. Yeah, I've been multi streaming for a while now to YouTube. We got a little following of dedicated YouTube viewers. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool, not gonna lie. Think your profile would be perfect for a tech podcast host? Yeah, probably, but I don't know. I wouldn't like the thing about a podcast is that it takes a lot of effort, right? I'd have to hire another editor probably, unless I want to edit it myself. And then like there needs to be something in a podcast that like you just can't get out of a stream, right? Whatever it is. Usually it's a conversation between multiple people that kind of drives the podcast forward. $1 million in the game industry, maybe a horror game on Steam. Honestly, like indie game development just seems like impossible. Actually, it seems very hard. There's all this crap online about how to do it and stuff like that. When we sing quad stream of YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick, well, I used to multi-stream to YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. So I stopped streaming on Kick because the moderation is just not very good on Kick. There's too many bots. There's too much spam, and too much harassment. Like just literally just get like harassed on Kick so much more than any other platform. So I just stopped streaming to Kick, and TikTok doesn't really work because of the vertical like format. Well, you see, Jordan. Yeah, sure. You can just say $1 million is $1,000 1,000 times, but it's hard to sell anything for like $100. Like I've tried to be an indie hacker for many years in my life. Um, it's hard. Selling anything for any amount of money is really hard. And it's uncomfortable, and you have to learn how to do sales. Like it's hard. It's really really hard. It's hard to get anybody to pay, especially consumers. It's really hard to get anybody to pay more than like $20 for anything. So saying you need to make $1,000 1,000 times, that's 1,000 really hard things over and over again. I mean, yeah, it helps you break it down. I think a better thing would be to think about a business that does X amount of revenue. And then usually you can sell a business for like y times its revenue, right? So the value, if you have like a business that does like $250,000 a year, you're sitting on like $1 million asset because you can sell it for 4 or 5 times its annual revenue, right? I will not pay $20 for anything. Okay, good to know. Young fella Alex Hormozy is a whiz at sales. I love hearing him talk. Yeah, I saw. Hey, Urban Gemini. Annual revenue of 2026 so far is still zero. I see. I saw Peter Levels talking about how some guys just using AI to build startups make money fast and then exit when people inevitably clone his software. I'm like, that's kind of brilliant, actually. If you could do just like, if you can do like sales really easily, like I kind of like doing sales. I'm not going to lie. I kind of like doing sales. I like the thrill of the chase. Yeah. I kind of hate the idea of generating code, but if you can generate a whole like crud SaaS app just to solve a single problem and then you reach out to a bunch of people and you're like, "Hey, I'm selling this thing. Are you interested?" God. Canada computers to open so I can pick up my PC. Dude. Working on business ideas every day and I'm still at zero. Yeah, that's hard, man. Like 9 out of 10 businesses fail. Twitch streamer career. One sec, guys. I'm sitting here like, why is it so like hard to breathe in here? And it's because the humidity is like 60 something percent right now. Used to have some health issue. Yeah, I have health issues, but the air quality is kind of damp in here. So I really need to empty the dehumidifier. Where am I from? Well, I live in Toronto, Canada. $20 million in your bank account. That is the first three things you would do. Oh, what is the first three things you would do? um, yeah, pay off my student loan, probably buy real estate, and then invest the rest in the market. That's it. Student loan, what's that? That's, yes. It's basically a form of debt slavery in North America. Mine's not that bad though, actually. I could conceivably pay it off pretty soon if I wanted to. It would just take like a huge chunk of my savings. Hooray, my afternoon is saved again. Hey Gareth, welcome. Yeah, I think I'm gonna empty the dehumidifier, you guys. Because it's like scary humid in here. Oh, but I'm lazy. I could just crank up the cold. Make it much colder in here. How common is it to take college loans there? It depends. I grew up in New Brunswick where, you know, people are broke. I didn't exactly come from a wealthy family. It's almost 10 o'clock, guys. I need to make an egg. Hi, Nora. I believe Cake's made too close to 1 million with his indie pixel art game Tandy. So it is possible. Yeah, but like it's not, yeah, I wouldn't say it's impossible. Like it's definitely possible, right? But you need to understand a lot of stuff, a lot of variables, a lot of like game marketing and stuff, right? It's not just like, oh, you release a game and maybe there's a chance you make $1 million. It's not like that, right? Like the thing you don't understand probably is that Cakes has spent years building that game on Twitch, right? Which means he had built up a wish list on Steam for years. And he also like launched when he was on the front page of Twitch, right? It was smart, really smart. Um he made YouTube, he has a lot of YouTube content about making the game and all this stuff, right? Basically. And then he got really lucky, and when he saw the thing, he got like he cried, right? And then that went viral and that created all this marketing, like organic marketing, right? But like over the years, he worked very hard at it, building up that wish list, right? Playing the Steam wishlist game and getting out there and launching and fixing bugs, right? It wasn't just, launch a game, maybe make, I know how much money it made. Like, I'm not an idiot. I know how much money his game made. I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that his game made a lot of money. It's pretty well known information that his game made a lot of money. What I'm saying is, it's not just like you make a game and maybe one day $1 million shows up. That's not how it works, right? It's a business. It's a business, and you need to think about it like a business, which means how are you going to market this? How are you going to get this to people, right? You know, how are you going to distribute it, right? If you're distributing on Steam, how does Steam promote your game? Pretty important. I bet you guys didn't know, because it's not very common knowledge, that when your game has 7,000 wish lists, right? If you have 7,000 people on your game's wish list, on launch day when you release it, your game will be featured in the up and coming carousel on the Steam front page. Right? So, one of the milestones for a lot of indie game developers is to get 7,000 Steam wish lists. Right? It's not, yeah, it's like there's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. You can watch endless content about this. I know I have. But yeah, it's not just like show up and make $1 million. And I'm not disputing that he didn't make good money from Tangy, because yeah, hell yeah. I mean, those are when you see him, and like when I saw Cakes cry on his stream, right? Or that clip or whatever. I was like, I instantly knew why he was crying, because I was like, man, like blood, sweat, and tears. They say that you put blood, sweat, and tears into your business, and that is so true. That is so true. And when it finally pays off, that's when like everything just kind of like hits, right? And you're like, fuck, finally. Pretty nuts. He didn't even know how to program when he started streaming. I'm pretty sure he did. I think he 7,000 wish lists. Yes. And the rules of like internet conversion. I need to go eat breakfast, but I'm just proselytizing here. But like you also need to understand like economics, right? Like you need to understand marketing funnels and economics and stuff, right? If you have 7,000 wish lists, you're probably only going to get like a handful of sales from that. Conversion rates on the internet are like 2%, right? From any channel. So it's 2% of 7,000. I think a wish list is actually probably has a bit more conversion rate. But like, yeah, 140 copies. That's not a huge amount, right? Even 100,000 wish lists at 2% would be what? 2,000. 2,000 copies. That's actually enough to make a living, right? 2,000 times $20. That's 40 grand. And this is just the reality. Like this is economics. You need to think about what you're creating, right? And then of course the obvious thing becomes that, well, if you know you're going to have like 2,000-ish sales, then how much money do you really want to make? Because, you know, charging 20 versus $25 is like a difference of $10,000, right? So that's literally internet marketing 101. I really need to go eat breakfast and take my medication, guys, but you're going to have to give me a moment. I have an idea though. Let's jump in the software and game dev category first. Some code on screen. And then people can be like, where's streamer? Okay. Hello, Arcs Lighted. Alright, I need to go to the bathroom, and then I need to do an egg. We are way behind. Why did you guys let me rant for so long? Okay, I'll be back in a bit, probably. In a few minutes. Don't hate. Don't freak out either. Oh, are you guys behaving? God, the humidity in here is killing me. Okay, my egg is done, and I will be right back. Be back in like 2 seconds, okay? Hey, T2. Hello, chat room. I'm still here. Let me make sure that box doesn't have any identifying information. During the forest fires recently, I decided one day was so bad. I was like, I need a second air purifier, so I bought one. Why no Unity? Oh, just because I like coding, so I don't usually like doing less of it. That's why. Everyone's doing amazing, doing well in their programming projects or work. Amazing skill in the modern world. Yeah, it's a good skill, although I'm kind of worried it's dying. I'm pretty sure programmer culture is dead now. Hello, D Forgata. Just folks who really want us to think so. Yeah, but like I haven't been to like a programming conference in like a little while. I'm pretty sure like something is up. Maybe it's because they just keep having conferences in the United States and I won't go there. Hey, really, Ren? Strong part of it for sure. Yeah, like there hasn't been any programming conferences, dev conferences at all in Canada, really. Like Toronto used to have so many conferences and they just kind of vanished. Now they have conferences about token efficiency. Yeah. May you describe the Twitter programming culture you mentioned in the past? Sounds cool. I'm not sure what I was saying. Conference in Toronto this weekend? To the nearest bar? I mean, it's not a bad idea. Potential to turn into a slop fiesta like the phone, like a phone store. Yeah, actually, you know what's funny? Smartass, is that did you guys see the Subway Builder controversy? Somebody basically vibe coded an Electron app and put it on Steam, and it's apparently an always online buggy mess of a game. And people are complaining and they're attributing it to AI, and then the creator just kind of like doubled down as like, oh, well, AI is the future, blah, 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 and then just like not fixing the issues. Like, jeez, that's like the sloppiest of slop right there, right? Charge $40 for a game and then just like double down and call your customers Luddites and your fans assholes. Literally, that's literally what this guy was doing on Twitter, just calling his fans assholes, which is crazy. Crazy to have such contempt for your own customers, especially when you're charging $40 for a game. That's crazy. Yeah. All right, I'm going to take this and then we're going to get into super serious coding stuff. Super serious, okay? Super. Okay, time for the super serious stuff I was talking about, bro. Yeah, it's pretty crazy to serve a market segment and then just like have like utter contempt for them when they support you. That's not how I do business. I mean, I definitely believe in firing customers, but geez. Looking busty as hell today. Really? I'm wearing a sweater. Usually when I wear like like a tank top, that's when I think the bust happens, you know? I'm just yapping. All right. Hi, B. That's cool. It's fine. Whatever. I'm down. It's cool. We're chilling. I won't hold it against you. How am I today? Oh, I'm pretty good. All right, check this out. Check this out. We have our 2D isometric plane, and the highlighting is actually pixel perfect now. So it only highlights when the surface of the cube is moused over, right? And I can like, look, I can like precisely go around this corner. So yeah, this is pretty exciting. I did add a camera though, but I turned off the camera because not fun. Okay, let's see here. You can see I commented out the camera here. If I add the camera, oh shit, maybe you can't see it. There, see? Graphics component 0, that is the camera. Entity 0 is the camera, basically. What the fuck, macOS? Why is macOS so fucking broken lately? What the hell? I'm literally command tabbing and it's showing up on the other screen, but my mouse is over here. What the fuck? Oh my god, looks like freaking game developers aren't the only ones that are vibe coding now. Like, what the hell? That doesn't even make sense. Alright, whatever. Okay, so now that I've enabled the camera, we can move around, but then the highlighting completely breaks. Because now it needs to be all relative or whatever. And I don't even know if I want to be able to like let the player move with like WASD. I think the best approach would be to like do it like Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced did it, where like it just moves to like a square on the grid for whatever entities turn or whatever entities turn and the turn rotation is. Why am I not using Linux? Because many years ago, it was like 2023, I bought a computer. So, okay, I've been a Linux user for like 20 years. Jesus, this command tab thing is going to drive me insane because I'm trying to tab to like certain things and I don't see it. It's over here and it's driving me crazy. What the fuck? Anyways, I've been a Linux user for like 20 years. The thing is that a few years ago I wanted a new computer and I was freelancing at the time and I had a lot of income. And I was like, I want a computer that's going to be very reliable for client work every day with lots of RAM, lots of dedicated WAM. And at the time, the framework was like a brand new thing. Like, framework was pretty new. And I was like, maybe I'll get the new M2 MacBook. Because it just seemed like the safer, less risk averse business decision. But in hindsight, I probably should have went with a framework. What's the game you're making about? It's it's just a clone of another game, basically. Sounds reasonable in that case. Yeah. But like every time I've owned a Mac in the past, after a few years, I just kind of like start to miss Linux. The commands aren't the same. A lot of my like command line muscle memory doesn't translate. A lot of it does, but some of it doesn't, which pisses me off. Been by now, hovering an M5 MacBook Air for a day or two. I am waiting for. I'm waiting on a Linux computer. It's a channel joke at this point, but yeah, I've been waiting on a pewter for a while now. A Linux pewter. Okay, so we have an isometric grid. Oh, the only problem with this is the way I have this structured now. Oh my god, that's so annoying. macOS is good enough, I think. I don't know, I'm not really enjoying it lately, personally. Um, yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, right. So the way that I've got this game structured, if I want, I think if I want to be able to set the offset, oh, I'm gonna have to treat every tile like an entity. That doesn't really work. Right now, I kind of cheated. All the tiles are basically just graphics components with no other entity components. They're just like dumb graphics components that render. There's a little bit of state in there. But according to my own convention here, if I want to pass the state of the world to the tile, I need to, which i.e. the camera state, I need to pass it in. And then am I gonna have to like pass in other entities? That's the real question. 10:22, what time of day? Yeah, it's 10:22 in the morning here in Toronto. Yo, Dead Maze, you had better be very careful what your next message on YouTube is. Lest you be cast into the hide from this channel for all eternity. Yeah, so I don't know, I could pass in the camera. But I'm guessing I'm gonna need to pass in other entities. Which might not be so fun. Because at that point, I basically have an entity for each tile, and that's probably not very good for some reason. Ideally, what I would have is something like the world just renders, and then 4 follows in a row. Yeah, and I know. I think ideally what I would have is thingy. I don't know. You have the plane, and then maybe there's, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to do this actually, now that I think about it. Like, for example, instead of depressing one of the cubes when I hover over it, what if I just wanted to have like a cursor type thing where like if I hover over it, the top surface of the cube becomes like white. It's like a white texture so that the player knows where they're like aiming, right? Hmm. Like highlighting, yeah. I mean, it's literally called the highlighted grid in the code. Yeah, I've been trying to think of how I'm gonna render this, like, because ideally what I would have is I'd be drawing isometric scenes with tiled, and then I use the tiled like export data. I would read that with my game, and then we would render the tiled scene, right? Layer by layer. But then I need to create this like faux like programmatic layer on top of that. I thought about doing a glow. The problem with a glow is that I would still probably need to modify the underlying tile since I don't really have access to 3D stuff yet right now. I mean, I could learn 3D, I guess, but I don't really want to. Hmm. Is for the inevitable shitcoin chilling from new followers? You really think so? I haven't heard anything from them. Maybe they're just lurkers. Saw TikTok or something. This is the tiling code as it is. Isometric 3D is actually super easy. Oh, I know. Like everything, I have to make things unnecessarily difficult for myself. Buy my lurker coin, going to the moon. What's up, Rat's servant? QED. Thrill of the challenge, I guess. Or just like nostalgia. Yeah. All this stuff. All of this. All this. Perhaps, yeah. Maybe I need to get rid of this stuff. None of this, like, highlight stuff should be here. But that means I need to figure out how to render things to the grid coordinates. How do I render stuff there? Like, where is the middle of a tile in the world? Where's the middle of the tile? What layer are they on? Example on Raylib? Dude. There's no example on Raylib on isometric projection. Offsetting the highlighted tile by moving it up a bit. Yeah. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego, and does she have our tile? Make it super cold in here because it's super humid. And I don't want to empty the dehumidifier. Yeah, I had an egg. Chill for Pizza Hut and McDonald's chicken nuggets. That's specific. Do not drink the forbidden dehumidifier drink. Yeah, I won't. That'd be a pretty sketchy thing to drink, I think. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to create a new entity, guys. 3D, so the game logic will be easier. Yeah, it's really easy to say represented in 3D. It's another thing to actually create the like cognitive model for that, right? Like, yeah, it's so like I can just say, like, yeah, oh yeah, do the game representation in 3D, but like, what does that mean, right? Game is like projected like layers of tiles, or a map is rather. And then all your game objects probably want to sit on the very top layer. I don't know, maybe, yeah. Like height, I guess. Like how does height work, I guess, you know? Pixel art style game called Replaced. Have I seen it? No, I haven't. Negative. Okay, I mean, yeah, we could have like, God, the screen coordinates are Z up for each layer. Yeah, but it's not that simple, right? I don't think. Oh my God, this command tab thing is driving me insane. Why does it show up over here? This is so stupid. But what are the units of Z? Since Z doesn't actually exist, right? How does that projection translate? It's kind of like the thing that's like challenging. You enjoy physical art like painting, drawing, or sculpting? Occasionally. The painting on the wall beside me here, I painted myself. But I'd like a thingy, a paint night. My friend. Hacking the mainframe. Hack a Gibson, bruh? It's a firewall and is in deep. Hey, Boss City. Yeah, okay, like, let's start with the basics instead of getting analysis paralysis here because, you know, that sucks. So I guess I could, like, render more of a highlight, I guess. Our cursor, a highlight. We could create an entity for it. The crazy thing about having verticality is that I would still have to like do the projection stuff, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know how to do that. I mean, I do, but only for one plane. And we're gonna start layering planes on top of each other. It's gonna get probably gonna get messy. But one thing I do think is that I need a highlight thing. Those tiles probably shouldn't be full entities. It's kind of annoying. It's the simplest way to do it, but it's also going to be like really expensive, I think. So, like, kind of experience do I have? Well, I took linear algebra classes in school, but that's really not necessary. Like, look, I have the transform right here. Like, I already figured out the transform and stuff. And the opposite, the actual, like, I guess, it's technically not a raycast, but we go from screen coordinates to grid coordinates. Like, I have both transforms here. It's not That's like very well known information on the internet. Like it's not you don't need to know like linear algebra and transformations and stuff. All right, cool. Well, let's just try and make a highlighting entity, I guess. Entity. Or I could just make every tile an entity. But that means for large maps, there would be like, yeah, a ton of entities to go through. Rather than like dummy things, so. Optimize later, they say. Yeah, that's true. But that's kind of like architecture debt, though, at the same time. Right? If every single one of your tiles is an entity, that's some big architecture debt to clean up. And would require rewriting the highlighter thing anyways, so. Highlight. Highlight should be simple. Should just be a single texture that goes wherever the mouse is. Oh. Highlight.h. Confirm. Highlight.c. Tiling. I'm gonna steal all of the code from the tile though, because I think we need it. Highlight. I can probably just replace the word tile. Okay. Amazing. And yeah, just copy this. Copy pasta. Okay. And then if I could spell highlight, that would be nice. I mean, really, a highlight is probably like the player entity. Okay, great. Amazing. So now we have, yeah, we have this, some stuff. DoorDash stole my food, including the bag. Wait, how did they steal your food? Don't they bring you food? I know some math. I'm not a huge math person, but I know a thing or two. Perhaps. Oh, oops. This needs to be highlight. Highlight. Type def struct. Highlight input component. Okay. And then actually a lot of the stuff in the highlight input component should really be some of the stuff that's actually in the graphics component right now. like int X and Y and all this stuff, right? This should be actually up here. Separation of concerns, etc., etc. And then, I don't know, we need two functions. Void highlight input component. No. Handle events. Right. Handle events, handle input, whatever it's called. Need a reference thingy. Does it take a lot of math to create something like this? Not really. It's just kind of hard to wrap your head around a little bit. That's all. At first. And it's funny because I say that, I'm like, I'm barely wrapping my head around it, so. As it is. So I don't know. I'm just like doing my pattern real quick here. D, okay, good. And then copy and paste this because fuck it. And then replace string. Camera with highlight. This is just the interfaces, I guess. So copy and pasting doesn't matter too much. Okay, great, incredible. And I'm probably gonna copy and paste the camera code for now till I regret it. The same thing. Place string. Yep. And then we're gonna get rid of. Oh, actually, this is good. We already have some of the stuff that I was like going to put in here, so I'll just leave that actually. For now. We might need it. I'm not sure. The physics component, though, that needs to go completely. None of this is usable. This is all camera logic. Oops. I went too far. Oh, chat room. There we go. And create new thingy. That's probably okay. All right. I'm not going to use it yet, but let's just go to our main. I'm going to go to main. Not main, play state. I'm going to go to the play state and include the... Oh, I didn't include... Oh, come on, Emacs. God damn it, Emacs. I really need to stop using a mouse with Emacs because it's just such dog shit. Like, it's just the worst thing on the planet. Okay. And I go over to here and I'm like, yo, include highlight.h. We'll see if it compiles. Nope. Struct tag to refer type. What did I do wrong? Pretty sure I did the type def correctly. Type def struct highlight graphics component. Highlight graphics component. That's the forward declaration. Crazy. Oh, chat room. Why does the mouse cause such a problem? Because you have to translate screen coordinates to grid coordinates. Highlight input component. Why is this complaining? This is so weird. Fuck. Okay. Sure, I named everything correctly. Okay, grid X, that checks out. Yep. Probably shouldn't be in here, but whatever. That's fine. Grid Y. Okay. Oh yeah, there is no base in here, is there? Fuck. Wait, component base. Actually, that's base like that. I think that's a base like that. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm just working through the compiler errors because this is what I get for copy and pasting. Use struct tag to refer to highlight graphics component. Did I call it like something else? Highlight graphics component. What? Somebody help me out. Why? What's wrong with my highlight graphics component? Is it spelled wrong or something? Is there a spelling mistake somewhere? Line 44 here? I mean, yeah, I know that's where the struct definition is, but is there like something wrong with the name? Here, you know what, for sanity's sake, we'll just literally copy and paste. Okay. Missing an H. The fuck? Oh, you guys lying to me. Oh, missing an H. Yeah, I see it. Very sneaky. Incomplete forward declaration. Now what? In hell, man. Highlight draw. Make sure I didn't miss an H again. Oh, wait, what? Invalid application of size of? Okay. What the fuck? Oh, this is what I get, you guys, for copy and pasting. Highlight, draw. Seems fine. I need to use the bathroom too. I can't keep thinking, well, I need to pee. I'm gonna burst here. Okay, one sec. Oh, much better. Okay. Compilers. Let's go. Am I missing an H again? Real question. How do I suppress warnings? I'm starting to get sick of sifting through all the warnings. Width equals 90. Highlight C 90. The fuck? Oh, fuck's sakes. Well, yeah, that's probably one reason why. There we go. Now it builds. Okay, now we can focus on highlight logic. As in, how on earth are we going to convert grid coordinates for this thingy? Well, out there named copy and paste. Yeah, one problem with the camera that I hate is that it's always offset a little bit, which is really annoying. It messes everything up. Okay, let's just get a static hover over working, and then we can do one that moves. Okay. Nope, wrong thing, wrong thing. texture 2D. T equals load texture. Frig, I really screwed up actually because shoot, I should have wrote this down. But basically, I opened Sprite yesterday. Okay, I have to explain a little bit about how isometric projection works. Basically, I need to clip the sprite because the sprites typically have a bunch of white space above them, so I need to clip the white space. Right? Because most isometric projection matrix and algorithms kind of assume that the tile takes up, like the top point of the diamond is at the like very start of the image, so kind of have to crop out a lot of stuff. Basically. Isometric stuff is tough. It's very tough. And anyway, so yeah, I forgot to write down the dimensions of the cursor that I want to use. And I don't think I have Sprite on this streaming cap because of course I don't. Actually, I think I remember. I think it was 343 actually. Vaguely remember something like that. Can I like edit this? No. View contact sheet? No. Show markup tool. Okay, whatever. It's fine. And the width is 128. So yeah. Cool as me one day. I am not that cool. So I actually have this going on. So we actually can get the the cube height is not that though. Fuck. Yeah, this is gonna be really difficult without without access to Sprite. How many white space of much trans space there is above the white diamond in pixels? I'm gonna figure it out real quick here, hopefully. This is how I figured out some of the stuff the first time. Based on the image's dimensions of 500 by 1000 pixels. It is not 500 by 1000 pixels. God damn it. It's a 256 by 512 image. Talking to a clanker, unfortunately. Good catch. How is Google Gemini like so far behind? The diamond starts at 344, so I was correct. We have to clip the first 343 lines. 0 to 343. Okay. Okay, and what's the height in pixels of the diamond from point to point? See if we can answer this. Why didn't it think it was like 1,000 pixel image? What the fuck? Bottom point, outer edge of the borderline. 138 pixels from bottom point. Measuring the outer edge of the borderline. Sure. Let's say 152 for our height. Which is weird, actually. It should be 148, I think, because it should be the same as all the other ones, as the orange ones. Alright, screw it. Fuck the clanker. Great. Okay, so what I think I need to do is I need to take this and feed it to this transform. And this isn't going to make any sense because it doesn't exist. Highlight. Yeah. Highlight. Y. I'm missing something, actually. Oh, yeah. I commented it out. Okay. Fuck me. Cool. Let's do this, then. Okay. Alright. That's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine with this. This is fine. Yeah. Grid X equals and then grid Y equals that. We have to use floor F to find the floor. Okay. And then this should draw it, actually. This should hopefully work. Whatever tile we're on, we're just going to render in that X and Y projection life. Which means I need to create a new entity. Lovely. I'm gonna also have to do something about loading texture data. Probably. Be my guess. I need texture information. Likely. Oh, I have it in here. Okay. Fuck. Are you LSP in your editor? Not usually. LSP LSP mode is really, really annoying in Emacs. Like not good. It's not very good in my opinion. It's more annoying than it's worth. Okay, so basically we just have dummy highlights, highlight physics components and stuff for now. Not really entity ID. Yeah, we'll call it T. Oh, wait. Yeah, we don't even need this. Shit. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get rid of that stuff then. Lovely. Yeah, amazing. Back to the header file because I hate myself. We don't even need this. We are literally just going to use, whenever we render, whenever we update the graphics component, we're literally just going to be like, aight boy. Find the grid, transform, and do the magic. Hopefully. Hopefully we do the magic. Would really, really appreciate the magic, but sometimes we don't always get what we want. Okay. Yep. Undeclared identifier mouse X. Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. My bad. Should probably go right there. Before I redeem this, you got a headache? No, I don't have a headache. What's up? Oh, it worked! It literally worked, like the first try. Like basically the first try. Look at this. This is huge, you guys. Look at this. I mean, okay, this off in the world here doesn't really make a lot of sense, but oh, I still have the depression thing too, but this is kind of interesting. The like cursor over here, but yeah, kind of works. Kinda. Wait, how do you do that? How do you do that? It's a secret. Secret. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the depression on the tiles because it's not necessary anymore. Snap to grid. Snap to grid. What the frig, bro? Just had a breakthrough, bro. Look at this. You see what is on my screen right now, okay? It's pixel perfect, like snap into the grid. Got that transform. Don't rely on autocompletes, even if you code in C. I don't know, guys. I just do the thing, okay? Yeah, I mean, I'm not. Sometimes like CC mode will autocomplete. Same with like closure code. Sometimes it will autocomplete. Came for isometric goodness. Hi, babe. Yeah, look, I've got like a highlight thing, and this is an entity that's completely separate from the grid. So exciting! Oh my god! Oh my god! And also, I can highlight outside the grid. So basically, I need to figure out, is the mouse, whenever the mouse collides with the plane, I guess. Oh yeah, that's so weird. Like I feel like I almost have to create entities for each tile. Or maybe I don't, actually. What am I doing? Because this just translates to like generic grid coordinates, right? But if I just say like max grid space, I should be able to be like, nah, right? If I have like max grid space. or whatever. And now we're really getting into the weeds because this stuff should all be in the physics component. But for now, we're just cowboy coding a little bit. It's fine. Cowgirl coding, whatever you want to say. I will throw in max grid x int max grid y. The world is flat after all. Well, if I make stuff in tiled, I'm gonna have to have like a level of verticality to it to figure it out. So okay, so I added it here, which means I probably want to take it in the graphics component. New graphics component. Int grid size x int grid. You know, I noticed I'm mixing casing again. I feel like it shouldn't be like that. I probably shouldn't be mixing casing again, actually. Like this shit right here should be probably all right, whatever. I'm okay, I'm trying not to get too hung up over it cuz I would like to actually finish something. Max grid y equals grid size y, and this should be x. Okay. Thanks, Shrimp. Yeah, I am definitely an AI at the moment. Okay, now I can be like, oh yeah, I should just say called it grid width and height. Why did I call it grid size X? That's good morning, everybody. That literally does not make sense whatsoever. It's grid size Y, grid size X. It's grid width and height, sort of. Grid width, grid height. Okay. And now in our render function, if grid X is less than or equal to grid, maybe it should just be less than grid max. What did I call it? Fuck. I'm looking at the wrong thing here. Yeah, max grid X less than. Oh boy. Okay. What did I call this? ERC for some reason. See max grid X. And grid Y is less than ERC max grid Y. Draw the texture. Okay. Does it work? Yes. It totally works. Sort of. Wait, what? Oh, I see. That's kind of funny, actually. But yeah, it needs to be, we need to bound it as well. So basically, grid X must be greater than 0, and grid Y must also be greater than 0. Oh shit, sorry, I wasn't zoomed in for that. I'm sorry, guys. Right here. Okay. Oh wait, what? Oh, we need, yeah, okay. Gotcha. It should actually be -1. Wait, less than 0? Wait a second. That doesn't make any sense. Oh no, wait, what am I talking about? It needs to be Greater than or equal to 0. Derp. Greater than or equal to 0, and then we're going to show the thingy. All right. Check this out. We're around it, and now we're on it. Bam, bam, bam. Got you surrounded on the big cheese. It does kind of look like a big block of cheese, doesn't it? Okay, perfect. But now I need to start pulling out some of this stuff and putting it in the other components, because especially the physics component. So basically the highlight entity will know where the camera is in the world, right? Where the camera, and then offset that by the camera. So if the camera moves, the player can still highlight the exact square that they're highlighting, right? Right. Yes, agree. Hmm. Fuck. Rolled out of bed 20 minutes ago. Deaf. I feel your pain. Deaf, not awake yet. Yeah. Yes, it's still morning. In Ontario, it's very dark and gloomy today. Okay. Yeah. Sig, bro. I'm actually very pumped that the highlight just kind of worked on the first try. My guess is the way I'm going to have to design this is that every entity, every spot on the grid can have an entity on it. Be my guess. Hey DZ, what's up? Slice of cheese on cornbread. Yo, actually, me and Kai had some really good cornbread recently. It was pretty. I don't usually like cornbread, but it's pretty good. Yo, we did. Let's get more. Okay. Is this real lib? Yes. Ray lib. Isometric with isometric projection. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy stuff. I mean, these are just placeholder assets too, right? Nothing solidified here. Asked you why you make games without an engine. Curious how your approach for someone trying to move into game dev relatively quickly. Uh I don't know. I just like coding. Like ultimately, whatever path makes sense for you is what you should take. Right? The reason I don't use an engine is because I kind of like I'm like a programming nerd, right? I kind of like being down in it and thinking about how to build an engine for my own game, right? How much do I respect Elon Musk? Zero. God, I don't know why people are so obsessed with him. It's kind of weird. It's a little weird. Skew the assets, is it only, or is it only to map the coordinates on an image that's drawn to look isometric? Yeah, it doesn't skew the assets, right? But the asset like dimensions matter for the projection that you're creating. Be so cool to build a 2D game engine. Yeah, like most 2D things, like basically you just need sprites to move smoothly and collision detection for most 2D games. Have I used Odin before? No. Heard Odin is really hot right now though. Odin Lang. Odin Lang. Yeah, you're gonna get a hide on this site. You're gonna get a hide on this channel. Xandos. Zondos. Elon is developing humanity. Why do you treat him so badly? Um, there's a lot of reasons. A lot of fucking reasons. God. Elon stands so annoying. Hey Bankster, what's up? I suppose he's done a pretty good job of branding himself as some kind of, yeah, developing humanity. That's fucking insane. That's an insane thing to say about a man that, like, hates people. Like, if you like Raylib, Odin comes with Raylib and no setup needed. Yeah, I've heard there are Odin bindings for Raylib. Raylib has bindings for Odin, rather. Jenga FX are the creators of 3D animation software. which are all fully written in Odin. That's like their one social proof is Jenga FX. And then people are like, yo, everybody uses this stuff made by Jenga FX. Batteries included. We like that. Web GPL. Or Web GL. Hey Fern. Bro's a Bond villain. Basically. Yeah, it's funny is that like in like a lot of the Bond movies, the villain is like a billionaire. A billionaire with like evil ambitions. Hey Desiree. Yeah, exactly. Standard air. Just a lowly millionaire with evil ambitions. Oh, are you, Mr. Bankster? Well, I don't suppose you mind buying some channel subscriptions, gifting some subscriptions since editors cost money. Mm-hmm. Ginger Bill for a second. I mean, Odin looks okay, I guess. Apparently, uh, Jai has similar syntax to Odin. Oh, I hate passing around a context object. Where? Yes, you will. Okay. Where the frig? Like, why? Why is this context pattern so popular? I hate this context pattern so much. I've seen systems that have like context that they pass to like every function. Every function. Like, just have a global variable at that point. Like, it's so annoying. Hello there, data analyst. Last year's I found more enjoyable writing code for me. Think about switching. Yeah. How do you think how many time I need to get first job in C++? Um, I don't know. Actually, I've never done C++ before. What is with these editors? It's all about them. Void this, return that. Void this, return that. WTF? Bro, yeah, this is like C. We're writing C. Maybe I'll just have to switch to Odin or something. Or go really esoteric, like not D. I can't write D. I can't write D. That's not good. Odin is definitely one of those fancy SOA types. What the fuck does that even mean? Okay, yeah, Odin is interesting. Where's my neck beard? It's gone. Long gone. I mean, I really wanted to try Jai, but I don't know how to catch a Jonathan Blow stream to be like, let me into the demo or the beta. But apparently the Odin syntax is pretty close to Jai. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, that's right. Okay. Alright, whatever, it's fine. And a game-oriented low-level Lisp like Naughty Dog did for their early games. You know what I thought about is DM Blow on Twitter, maybe? I mean, I could. I'm sure he gets DM'd, like, all the time. So, you need to cut through the noise, right? You need to figure out how to cut through the noise. Endless drama with Odin just recently. Yeah, I think you're thinking of Zig. I think you're thinking of Zig Slater. You know what, Xandos? I am gonna hide you on this channel because I am starting to get sick of your shit. Because you think, yeah, I'm not. How do you think vibe coders and other trash will get to it? Like, what do you mean? Like, these things can already produce C code. They can already write, like, generate C++ code. So I don't even know what you're talking about. You're just trying to stir a pot. Okay? If you want to go, like, yap about vibe coding, go do that. Right? This is exactly what I said last night on X that got a lot of attention. It's like you just can't be a manual programmer on the internet anymore. People literally what's the word? Proselytize AI. Is that the right word? I don't know if that's the right word. Yeah, like people basically proselytize AI, and it's so fucking annoying. Yo, Fern, thank you for the subscription. At least somebody supports the channel. I'm just kidding. Or not. I don't know. JK. Yee. Welcome to Twitch, by the way. I think it's a better experience. Proselytize? Proselytize? Yeah. How do I say this? Proselytize. There. Okay, proselytize. Can't even speak half the time. Thanks, Desiree. Is that the thing preachers do? Yeah. Hype cycle is insane at the moment. Don't ask the Swede. Hmm. Yeah, so I guess like I really need to think about this. Cause I'm gonna have to have like vertical layers to this grid. And then stuff. Then stuff happens. Musical chairs, except the chairs are vibe coded. Mm-hmm. It's very Lego. Yeah, I'm like, because yeah, this is gonna be challenging for sure, and it's probably gonna be one of the most challenging projects I've worked on. Could have just tried learning 3D instead. Now I've gotta do this for some reason. I don't know why my brain wants to make a truly 2D isometric perspective game. That's how it's gotta be, though. Maybe Final Fantasy Tactics Advance is like an ass game, and I just have fond memories from childhood. Maybe it's just nostalgia. Although the remake or the re-release of the original Final Fantasy Tactics seemed to do quite well on Steam, so I don't know. There's not usually a lot of appetite for tactical games. Uh, okay. Cool. So we have max grid coordinates. Oh, right. I wanted to start moving some of this stuff into the physics component so that I can actually check the world, or check the camera rather. So, yes. Wikipedia page got deleted because it was considered unimportant. Oh, there was a drama. There was a drama. Oh, right. What is this? Plus 195? Oh, I suppose this probably works because... Wait, what? No, this doesn't make any sense. Why did I call it this? Oh, it's from the camera code. That's right. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, lovely. Okay. Um, yeah, great. No, these can be 0. Racing manager game in UE5, probably doomed from the get-go. The whole genre is not very popular, but I do it mostly because I personally like management games. I mean, that's fine too, right? You make a game for yourself. I'm sure there's probably people out there that also like games like that, like business sim games. You just need to reach them somehow. The light dance on the cheese again. Sure, yeah, here, I'll show you the build. Oops. The light dances on the cheese. Very fun. Also, acid system, cool name for a number of reasons. Whoa, whoa. Okay. It's only okay. It's not that interesting. I just think it's cool because I did it. That's why I think it's cool. Cheese, whoa, careful, dairy. Thanks, honey. Thanks, babe. I appreciate it. Let's see here. We probably just need the camera, which is not, this is not how you do this, but, um, frame, camera, frame, frame equals world 0. And this should be a star. Oops. Great. Amazing. Cur x equals camera frame. It's really be called offset. Actually, you know, why don't I just call it offset? It's graphics. Because I'm just kind of stuffing it in the X. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's all right. Screw it. Like trying not to get too bogged down. Camera frame X cur Y equals camera frame Y. And then we should be able to do something like we have to offset our mouse X and Y. Mouse X, minus equals. Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing here? I have all the patterns and crap laid out for me. Because I've done this like 100 times, so. Mouse X minus equals current dot X. Y minus equals current dot Y. Okay, let's see if it builds, and then I'll turn on the camera. Okay, for some reason it literally just stopped working, which is terrific. Always love when things stop working. Oh, I know why. Yeah. Creating the entity. Actually, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of weird. Guess I get to print it out then. Let's find out. Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe I don't need this origin offset anymore. That could be it. Since now the camera is our origin offset. No? Okay. Fuck. Pretty certain it should have been minus. I'm probably doing something dumb with the current .x, I'm guessing. But in that case, it still should have rendered. Maybe. All I'm doing is setting the value. A little bit sus. Yeah. Okay. What the fuck? Classic. Actually, I would like to know what the origin offset was as well. Oh, there we go. Ah, okay. Things are starting to make more sense. I think it needs to be plus y, not minus y. Nope. Oh, okay. Reason of floor, F instead of floor. No, I'm not really sure. I guess I don't really have a good reason for using floor F. Probably because we don't need double precision. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, offset and current X, same value. Oh, you know what? Oh, no, that should be fine. Minus equals, minus equals. This is so confusing, but so dope. Yeah, I'm a little confused too, actually, unfortunately. I don't know why the X offset is correct, but the Y offset is not. Oh gosh. Isometric projection is crazy. Okay, so why is the Y messed up? Why is the Y messed up? Where do I even put the camera to begin with? It's probably the question I should be asking now that everything is relative to the camera. Oh, camera's off by 195? That's weird. Okay. I mean, a little bit better. The transform problem again, though. The X is correct. 720. Okay, that checks out, but why doesn't this do the thing? Why is this concerned? Should be minus, if I think about it. Crazy here. It's almost like I just don't even want to change the mouse Y. Yeah. What the fuck? That's weird. But if I... Wait, what? What? How does that make sense? Fuck. Okay. Something is up. Something is afoot, for sure. Something is... Why indeed, yeah. This should not... This should be part of the offset, but it's not for some reason. Like, if I turn on the camera, and then I start moving around, we should get some not very fun stuff. Okay, so the camera's very different. Oh, interesting. Oh, the camera isn't up. I see, I see. I think I see. Maybe I don't, actually. This definitely needs to happen, but only if the camera exists. No? Oh, I thought I was so smart. What? Okay, it's like even worse. It's literally worse when the camera is on. Before I was accounting for the height. Oh, right, that's right. I was accounting for the height. 5. But if the camera wasn't rendered, then it doesn't really matter visually. There we go. Okay. See, why does that work, but the offset doesn't work? It's so strange. Implemented in the libraries? I'm not really sure what you mean by that. Hey, Anton. What am I doing? I'm trying to create a camera where I can actually like hover over. Okay, hang on. I need to. Yeah, I'm trying to create a camera where I can hover over an isometric plane. Hover my mouse over an isometric plane. Yeah, it's also not perfect. Oh man, that's yeah, that's not fun. Oh, that is weird. Okay. Hmm. Kind of starts in the camera's supposed to start in the middle of the screen. It has to be like some offset or coordinates or something I'm not doing correctly. Likely. Yeah, I don't know how to like think about this. I can't seem to reason about the camera for some reason. Okay, well, that didn't work. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of weird. I thought this would be just simple, like, here's an offset. Here you go. Let's do it. Of course, it's rarely that simple with this project. Hmm, interesting. 10 minutes? What's happening in 10 minutes? Yeah, sorry. I'm not I wasn't showing it because it's not very interesting. Basically, yeah, like the projection works on mostly on the x-axis, but not the y-axis, which is very annoying. Unless I get rid of the y offset. I guess maybe conceptually it's because there's no y concept. Move the mouse into the position that it was. This is pretty close to what it was before. What's 720 plus 195? 915. Pretty damn close. It's a little off. Like, look. That's odd. Oh, maybe it's because I haven't really moved. Yeah. Yeah, for some reason the mouse coordinate just will not translate down for some reason. Hmm. It's because they're integers? I don't know. It'd be a dumb thing. It's probably like some world coordinates to game coordinate stuff I'm not thinking of. That would be my guess. Cool yellow iso block. Yeah, I built it tile by tile just so I could figure out, like, when I do end up reading tile information from like a tiled map export, then I can figure it out. Figure out the math. Dude, that's sick AF. Thanks, friend. But yeah, I don't know why the offsets. I think the offsets would be pretty trivial. Especially since I was doing an offset. So new to programming, all this is cool to me. Oh, I miss when things were cool. I miss when things were cool like that. Mouse coordinates. Mouse x equals minus equals current x. I wonder if I feel like I should have kept the origin offset. No. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Oh, got to do it here. That's why. I'm like, what? Okay, let's start with the basics again. Let's go back to, making it work. So the camera point is like basically kind of in the middle of the screen. Hmm. Well, actually, as you probably saw, it starts down here. What am I using for UI? It's Raylib. I'm using Raylib to render. Yeah. I don't know why I thought this would be, you know, offset, of course. Raylib. Chords to world. Okay, that's definitely not what I want. Yeah, I thought this would be a simple offset, but I guess not. Because when when I manually render, I had this origin offset. What the fuck, Emacs? God damn it. What the fuck is this? You guys see this? It's fucking insane bullshit. Alright. We don't need to do this origin offset anymore because we have the mouse? Or we have the camera? Fuck. Okay. I. Why? Wait, does it have to be relative to the grid size as well? Is that what I'm missing? I feel like I'm missing. Like I'm missing some height value or something. I guess we start rendering the cube like at the top and then we come down. I miss the Twitch raid. Being left behind is very traumatic. Hmm. I might have to like think about this one for a bit. Like, do I have to like... What the hell am I even trying to do right now? Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about this one. I guess the perspective of the camera was like the origin was like offset. We offset everything by X. But now we don't need to do that. We just do what the camera did. And 8 divided by 2. Oops. Hmm. I yeah. I don't know. The camera moves right. We need to. Oh, yeah, wait. What am I doing? We need to do the same thing here, don't we? I think, anyways. Explain my thought process in a minute. That doesn't work at all. Never mind. I was like, okay, well, if the camera moves right and then everything moves left, then the mouse offset is the mouse position minus. Yeah, it should be mouse position minus X. I know it should be X minus mouse position, so shouldn't it? Yeah, this is not right. This is backwards, I think. Oops. Be gone. Mouse X actually equals current dot X minus mouse X. Mouse Y equals current dot Y minus mouse Y. I think. Because the camera usually moves in the opposite direction. Nope. Okay. No, not at all. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. This is fucking insane. Recap. Well, I thought an isometric game. But yeah, okay, so I guess not. The only thing I can think of is that, like, camera units are not the same as mouse units. If that makes any sense. Okay, interesting. Let's line up the grid to be like normal-ish. Right? The grid in a spot where kind of makes sense. Now, if the camera moves to the right, the square moves to the left. But we want the square to move to the right. So we need to like add to the coordinate. Right? Is this it? I just need to add it and I'm a big dummy. No, that doesn't work at all. Probably correcting you're not having them correlate with pixelation. Well, I am translating to grid coordinates. Usually more spirited in here. Sorry. I'm like trying to work through this, trying to figure out why this doesn't work. Okay. Kind of makes sense. Nope, doesn't make sense. Not a fucking clue. No, you do quite a good job interacting with chat. Thanks. Bruh. Offset. X offset is... I don't know. Oh, that's probably a problem. Okay. Uh, Interesting. Wait, what? It's gonna have to be some offset though. I look kind of like I'm losing my mind here. Yeah, okay, so the camera, the actual grid is over here. Okay, hang on. Let's get rid of that for a second. No, really? Okay. Well, this kind of sucks. I just saw it. Where is it? Oh god, the actual like grid is like not aligned with the geometry. Hmm. Why does this do that? Literally nothing. Oh. Oh, hey, welcome, Renathon. Or Rethanon? Rethanon? Okay, yeah, I have no idea. I think that offset, that origin offset kind of helped. Hmm. Maybe it just needs to be, yeah, maybe this, we don't need to do this at all. Oh, yes, we do. We definitely do, but we also need to, not why. Okay, closer, kind of. No, not closer. Hmm. God, this is annoying. Well, yeah, I mean, if we don't have to do the offset, then maybe... But if we just do it on the X offset, that doesn't really make sense. I guess it does, maybe? And it makes sense. Oh. Ah, okay. Okay. No, that's not quite correct, but it's different. World B without trolls? I don't know. I really want to figure this out. I feel like I'm close to figuring it out. Hmm, 960 seems to be like this weird golden area. I guess it's because that's where when the sprite starts rendering, so everything lines up nicely. Okay. Kind of moving, but it still moves in the opposite direction. Well, this might work, but I guess not. No. Oops. Isometric projection stuff. Good old isometric projection. Like, I think the zero... What is the zero coordinate for this? Maybe it's just 0. I'm like 960, which doesn't make any sense. Go here and run the game. Nunzo. Hmm. Just like experimenting with different values now. Like minus, I don't know. We're not rendering at an auto Y offset. Great, when you get in the zone, you don't want to stop work. Yeah, yes, agree. Is it feel like it's minus, like, get screen height divided by 2. Just seeing what sticks now. This is not a very good way to do this. I feel like I'm getting closer though. There's just the offsets are not correct relative to the camera. Wait a second. I'm going to print out the mouse coordinates, I think, as well. Because I think I know. I think the mouse coordinates aren't relative. They're not relative to the camera. Right? I actually have to go. We're running over time here, but I do kind of want to end on a high note here, so yeah, that's it. Mouse is not relative to the camera moving. Fuck. Okay, that's lovely. Oh wait, isn't that what the offset's supposed to be for? Oh, right. Uh, okay, so I think it's the mouse coordinate doesn't ever change, so when I move things about, do I just hold the mouse still? But this didn't work, of course, so fuck. I think I just need a ray. I might have to do an actual, like, ray to figure this out. Like a ray cast onto the textures to figure this out. Get world's screen to world 2D. Relive get screen to world 2D. That's probably what I want, actually. Mouse cursor point into its corresponding coordinate in your game world space. Oh, maybe that's it. Where is the camera entity? Yeah, let's try it right quick by doing something insane. Vector 2, world chords. Vector 2 position equals cur x cur y. Fuck, the camera's not even in here. God damn it. I almost want to learn like GL, like OpenGL, so that I can make my own like graphics library, because I find that some graphics libraries kind of don't really understand how actual game engines typically work. Yeah, get screen to world 2D would help if I could do the thing properly. Fuck. That might be what it is. .2D screen coordinate like your mouse cursor position and its corresponding coordinate in your world game space. I think I'm gonna have to pass the camera as like a thingy to highlight, draw, maybe. Get in the zone. I don't want to stop work. I know. I know. Monitors, pixels, no wonder. Okay, yeah, this seems like I need to, exactly what I need to use. Who suggested that? Sinak, thank you. World to screen 2D. I might be able to go the other way, I guess. Yeah, world to screen 2D. Anyways, we were way over time. I need to go. I gotta go do stuff. Hey, Npren. Thanks, everybody. I'm gonna raid and run here because I want to go get some lunch before I do my client work. All right, peace out, everybody. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Tomorrow's stream is probably, I think, canceled, so I'll figure that out. But I will see you guys tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Thursday. All right, bye. Thanks, Ferd.